Fortnite just dropped a whole wave of teasers for Chapter 6, Season 4, and yeah, they went all out. We're talking major map changes, a brand new battle pass, hints at the secret skin, and way more. And honestly, it feels like Epic's bringing back that old school teaser magic, the kind we only get when a season really matters. Historically, the most polished, hype-inducing teasers usually show up when Epic has big plans. Remember Chapter 2, Season 2? One of the best seasons ever. Or Chapter 2, Season 7, packed with content and surprises. And judging by what we've seen, this summer's shaping up to deliver something just as epic, because when it's a summer season, Epic always brings the heat. While Oninoshima is still recovering from the aftermath of the final event, a brand new Hope Vision has just appeared, and this time, it's taking place at Supernova Academy. If you've been paying attention, this isn't just some random tag, it's graffiti depicting a swarm of bugs. But here's where it gets interesting. Take a closer look. These bugs? They don't seem normal at all. They've got alien vibes all over them, most likely linked to the spirit realm. And they're clearly hinting at the upcoming Chapter 6 Season 4, which, yes, is shaping up to be all about bugs. Now here's the wild part. If you zoom in on their jaws, the design is almost identical to what we previously saw on the Last Reality's mothership, the same creepy clawed mouthpiece. And that symbol. That's the Mark of the Nothing, a twisted branch of the Last Reality controlled by none other than the Heralds. What's interesting is that we've already discussed a brand new Herald variant in a previous video. Considering how Charlie Wen bringing back old characters lately, it's entirely possible that the Herald herself might return from the spirit realm, this time as a bug queen, to attack the island once again. And if that's true, the island is definitely going to pay the price. So yeah, this graffiti isn't just art. It's straight up foreshadowing. Spirit realm, Last Reality, Heralds, and now bug-like creatures? It's all connected, and Season 4 is about to go full alien infestation mode. But that's just the surface. We've officially got confirmation on the next biome, and yep, it's gonna be jungle and forest themed. That's gonna tie in hard with everything I'm about to break down later. Now, if you've been keeping track, you know Fortnite's been going with themed biomes each season. Back in Season 2, it was all about Crime City, golden rivers, yellow trees, that whole golden dystopia vibe. This season, we've got a mix. On one side, we've got the green zones around Supernova Academy and Utopia City, vibrant, hopeful, full of life. On the other, it's Demon Domain, straight up dark, twisted, and crawling with bad energy. So, with next season leaning into this jungle-forest combo, it's gonna flip the mood again. What we don't know yet, where this new biome will actually land on the map. Fortnite usually picks a side, like Season 2's West Zone rework, but this time, it's all scattered. And honestly, I think it'll replace Demon's Domain since it's already destroyed. But hey, anything's possible. What did get confirmed though? Next season's going wild with collabs and mythic weapons. Like seriously, we've never had this level of confirmation before. It's official. We're getting a ton of mythics. This season already gave us a solid lineup. We got the Mist form, which was basically a combo of Morgan's gloves and her Mist cloak. We got pom-poms and even Crypto Treat as a weapon. And I'm not talking about mythic ARs you upgrade in matches, I mean real unique stuff. So if that was just this season, next season's mythics? About to go absolutely bonkers. Fortnite's cooking up a brand new mechanic for Season 4 called Goo. Not even kidding. From what we know, there's gonna be red goo, some kind of insect gauntlet, and even goo splashes you can toss around. Sounds weird? It is. That insect gauntlet? Think Morgan Mist's gloves, but swap birds for bugs. Imagine flinging creepy crawlies at enemies mid-fight. As for those goo splashes, maybe they'll help us move faster, stick to walls, or who even knows? Honestly, with names like these, it's anyone's guess. Last season, they teased us with storm gauntlets, and we ended up with puffball pom-poms that turned you into a monster. So yeah, expect the unexpected. But here's what's really hype. Mud is making a comeback. Remember jungle season? That thick mud that lets you slide like a maniac and zoom around the map? Yeah, it's back. And if it works anything like last time, movement's about to feel insane again. Now, this is getting hype. We just got confirmation that a major Fortnitemares is coming this season, and that could only mean one thing. Big-time villains are on the way. Could it be the return of the Last Reality? Maybe. Last time Fortnitemares went this hard was back in Chapter 5, when we got brand new POIs, chainsaws, mini-bosses, the whole deal. Total chaos. And don't forget the Cube Queen event, one of the best Fortnitemares ever. So yeah, if we're talking major villains on that level, it could shake up the entire storyline again. But here's the twist. They recently added a new Save the World weapon, the Ancient Launcher. It's only available in STW right now, but the lore? Wild. The description says it's an ancient technology forgotten in the storm, deeply altered by its power. So yeah, maybe that storm didn't just twist up the weapon. Maybe it's about to reshape the entire island. And if you actually zoom in on the details of this ancient launcher, there's something that instantly jumps out. It screams jungle civilization. Remember, back in Wilds we had that ancient jungle society, super mysterious, and then boom, vanished overnight, supposedly thanks to Kato Thorn. Those guys were cooking up some serious tech, especially with refined kinetic ore crystals. That's how we got the kinetic boomerang. And now, here we are again. We already know Season 4 is going to bring a bug invasion, probably alien bugs. But the fact we're also getting a jungle biome and mud mechanics back? That can't be random. What if this ancient launcher is just the start? What if in Season 4 we get even more weapons with this same jungle alien tech look, that same aesthetic, that same mysterious energy, and it all ties back to the lost jungle civilization? Maybe we'll finally get answers on who they were and who they were fighting. And it lines up perfectly, because Season 4, that's the last season before we hit Chapter 7. And leakers already hinted that a major faction's making a comeback. And let's be real, it's gotta be the last reality. All signs point to it. Jungle tech that looks cosmic, weaponry tied to ancient ruins, and alien invasion on the horizon? We might be watching the opening act of their return, starting in Season 4, leading into a full-scale invasion in Chapter 7. Yeah, I'm struggling to imagine what kind of bug invasion we're even talking about. Maybe it's not just cockroaches and flies. Maybe it's some wild Starship Troopers-style alien threat, all sci-fi and over-the-top, Fortnite style. The first thing that came to mind for me was that old concept of the Herald that's been floating around online for ages. If you've seen it, you know she kinda gives off rhinoceros beetle vibes. Her armor even looks like it's covered in amber, with creepy little bugs crawling inside. Now yeah, it's just a theory, but it's the best one we've got so far. Especially since Charlie Wen's clearly trying to bring older characters back into the story, and this updated Herald would fit the bill perfectly. Another theory? Maybe these bugs are from another reality. Think back to that Batman Zero Point comic, where the Eternal Voyager jumped into the Zero Point and got shredded across dimensions. We saw realities full of fish sticks, dinos, and, yep, bugs. So, hey, maybe it's not so far-fetched. Now here's where it gets completely bonkers. Apparently, the mini-season that closes out Chapter 6 will be a Fortnite and The Simpsons collab. Yeah, what? I have zero clue how Epic plans to fit a yellow cartoon family into Fortnite's plotline. I mean, Star Wars worked, kinda. But this could get real weird real fast. The leak says we'll be seeing Springfield locations on the island and characters from the show running around. Why? Who knows? But Chapter 7's leak gives us even less to go on. So far, all we know is Season 2 of Chapter 7 will be all about Norse mythology. Kinda funny, since Chapter 5 Season 2 was Greek mythology, and now we're jumping into Viking territory. Epic's clearly on a world tour. First Greece, then Japan, and now it's off to Scandinavia. Classic Charlie Wen. Really. What's got me more hyped though? The main villain of Chapter 7. According to the leak, it's gonna be the Darkness. Yep, the same dark presence from the spirit realm that we've been teased with for 2 whole seasons, but never actually got to see fully unleashed. If Chapter 7 starts on a new island, it raises the question, how does the Darkness even get there? I always thought it was tied to Oninoshima, like it was part of the island's soul or something. But maybe not. There's still way more questions than answers right now, but if Epic's saving this threat for later, you know it's serious. Anyway, let's break it all down. What's real and what's just clickbait? If you've been following the story, a lot of this leak actually lines up with stuff we already knew. Superhero season? Called it. Dago going full villain? We've been expecting that for months. But then you've got parts that are just wild, like Fortnite and Simpsons. Come on. When this leak dropped, everyone on Twitter scrambled to post it and rack up likes. And within hours, data miners were completely split. Some confirmed it, others said it was a total cap, and some just stayed neutral and told everyone to chill. So, do I believe it? Kinda. So yeah, The insider might have just packed all those real things in to make his post look more believable. But everything beyond Season 3, especially that whole Simpsons arc? I'm skeptical. We had a leak like this last year too. Some anonymous guy swearing PvE was getting axed, Gino was coming back, and Battle Royale was being replaced. None of it happened. So I'm not buying into the full leak just yet. If it turns out to be true, then Epic really needs to fix their leaky boat. But hey, we'll find out soon enough. And hey, if you've got a memory like a fish stick, don't forget to give this video your mythic thumbs up and subscribe. You might remember that in 2024, a groundbreaking deal between Epic Games and Disney shook the community, leading to the creation of a vast metaverse. We witnessed Disney subtly integrating its franchises into Fortnite. Think Marvel Season, The Incredibles collaboration, and many more. I think it's no secret that Disney has been going through some rough times lately, but let's leave those details to the movie YouTubers. What really matters to us is how this significant move will affect Fortnite. And trust me, it's going to change the game in a big way. The scale of the investment is staggering. And if you thought previous collabs, like the entire Marvel season, or modes like Lego and Festival, were big, you'd better sit down. Disney's investment in Fortnite has exceeded an astonishing $1 billion. That gives Disney considerable influence in making key decisions. Initially, I was doubtful, but it seems that Tim Sweeney is now having to take his new partner's views into account. Whether this is a positive or negative development, we'll find out soon enough. But if you think Epic did this collaboration just for the community, to keep adding new modes and bringing in fresh excitement, you might want to think twice. If you believe Epic is doing all these cool collabs just to please players, it's time to take off those rose-colored glasses. Unfortunately, we live in a world where companies like this are only really interested in one thing: your money. And the more money, the better. The real reason behind the Disney collaboration goes much deeper. And guess what? Apple played a role in it too. Not long ago, a pretty credible outlet, The Information, published a fascinating article directly connecting to Epic Games. Turns out the company's stock dropped by 29%, which in simple terms equals a loss of around $9 billion. Let's break that down. Since we're not investors or corporate types in suits, picture this. You've been saving your pocket money for ages, finally ready to buy that amazing new gaming PC. Then one day, you wake up, check your wallet, and realize there's hardly anything in there. Suddenly, all you can afford is a $200 laptop that runs Fortnite like a potato. That's pretty much what happened with Epic Games. It all started with a losing lawsuit. Tim Sweeney's brilliant plan to take down Apple backfired, leaving Epic with a significant budget shortfall. Plus, they now have to pay creative map creators a fair wage. In short, everywhere you look, there's a problem. And it started to feel like the company was teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. It looked like Fortnite was either going to be shut down or switched to a paid model. But then, salvation came from the last place anyone expected. Just when things looked pretty bleak, Disney crashes the party, throwing a $1 billion bag on Tim Sweeney's table with just one condition: an epic metaverse, filled with princesses, gnomes, and all kinds of fantasy creatures. Honestly, I don't think Epic even thought twice about it. They immediately put together a teaser trailer for the upcoming collaboration, but we won't go into all the details. It's already been done, and everyone's seen it by now. However, there are still a couple of interesting points in all of this that are definitely worth paying attention to. First off, everyone was shocked when they introduced the massive Disney metaverse. And I'm ready to bet all my V-Bucks that we'll get something like that as a separate island. In UFN though, it's also possible it'll be a separate lobby from which you can enter other Disney-created modes. For example, if you want to visit the Star Wars or Marvel universe, you'll be able to travel there via a portal. This idea of traveling between different universes is hinted at by the roads connecting these worlds, shown in the trailer. And if I'm right, we won't just get one collaboration mode, but several, each dedicated to a different Disney franchise. It certainly sounds intriguing, but the real challenge lies in how this will be put into action. What really concerns me is the slogan of the collaboration itself. If the phrase play, watch, create doesn't already make me want to give up on this project, the moment it shifts to shop raises some serious red flags. Honestly, we still lack solid info about the monetization system Epic plans to introduce. and I have a feeling they won't be handing out free items without a catch. I mean, they're already charging thousands of V-Bucks for Jordans, and even the new Fortnite crew memberships come with some fine print. So yeah, expecting free characters from popular franchises might be asking a little too much. If you've been dreaming of running around in Elsa's skin, or feeling like Mickey Mouse, get your wallets ready. But what's Fortnite's actual profit in all of this? Okay, maybe the game will get some advertising among the new audience that Disney brings in, but there's a huge question mark here. This type of audience will likely only be interested in their favorite characters. Once the hype dies down, they'll probably just dip and go back to watching cartoons. That's why Tim Sweeney really needs to make the most out of this collaboration. For example, Disney's production capabilities could be a game changer. There have long been calls for a Fortnite movie, but making one is expensive and complex. However, when you've got access to Disney's movie studios, equipment, staff, and promo opportunities, it would be a crime not to take advantage of it. If there's ever a chance to make a full-fledged Fortnite movie or series, now is the perfect time. Considering the insane success of Arcane, Fortnite could definitely draw some inspiration from that. And believe me, Epic would be thrilled. Because lately, it's mostly YouTubers who've been handling Fortnite lore. So now, the mouse company is investing and trying to make Fortnite an exclusive project for their audience. And honestly, it sounds like a pretty sweet deal for both Epic and Disney. One gets a ton of new subscribers for their services. The other gets a fantastic platform for promoting movies and games. Honestly, we should expect full-on development of this collab in Chapter 7. However, don't expect a full Disney metaverse just yet. As you may have noticed, the main focus right now is on creating a Disney hub inside Fortnite. If that works out for both companies, then yeah, we might start talking about a movie. But on the flip side, a huge failure for such a major collab could lead to massive losses for Epic Games. Or even a total disaster, with an audience drop-off. That's why I'm really skeptical we'll see something truly revolutionary. At least for now, content from new modes like Festival and Rocket Racing has been kinda underwhelming. If the Disney-Epic partnership keeps going in that direction, we're definitely not getting anything mind-blowing. Right now, Tim Sweeney is walking through a minefield, and if he gets lucky, Fortnite Chapter 7 could take off again, just like it did with the OG season. But if it doesn't work out, well, we all know how Disney tends to turn beloved franchises into something, less than spectacular. A lot of questions are popping up, and unfortunately, we don't have answers to most of them yet. So the biggest collaboration in Epic Games history? Yeah, it'll only show its true colors with time. Personally, I recommend not jumping to conclusions or shouting that it's all over, because for something to be over, it has to actually start first. Once the first real info drops, we'll be able to make some real conclusions. Who knows? Maybe with Disney's help, Epic will create something genuinely new and worthwhile. Although, I do have a suspicion that Fortnite is slowly turning into a Ready Player One type game. Whether that's good or bad, that's up to you to decide. But one thing's for sure, the details about the collaboration will be leaking all over the place, and you'll be able to get all the inside info right here on my channel. I post everything instantly, and the best part? No fake news. A big thank you to everyone who watched the video all the way through, especially those of you who stuck around until the end, even with all the nonsense I've been talking. This has been me, Punk, and may the Force be with you, my friends.